Good day, once again, friendly viewers. This is a Naruto chapter 610 manga review from me, your English buddy, Rival Hypso. So if you're a fan of action, then this chapter was definitely the chapter for you, because this is where the action was at. Past few chapters haven't been as action-packed, been especially like a lot with the Obito flashbacks, but this was heavy going. This put Happy Slaps back into business. A lot of action means very, very little character development. I mean, Sylvester Stallone could write more character development dual-wielding two miniguns than this chapter had. Any sort of emotional plotline of any sort. It was 95% action and fighting and stuff. And yeah, I can appreciate that sometimes, but it didn't feel like it fit in that much. It felt a bit out of place. So we start off with some dialogue between Naruto and Kurama, and we get a sort of establishing shot. Kurama, like, I sort of only realised recently that Kurama is actually a really, really cool character. I really like the Ninetales, and I kind of wish that he was developed earlier on in the story, because it's only like recently that we've even found out that he had a name. So it would have been really, really cool to have seen him earlier on in the series. Like everyone, we want to find out how strong the Ten Tails really is. So Naruto goes into his Senin mode, Sage mode, to try and find out, and Kurama just sort of lays it down and says there's no point because it can't be measured, and Naruto's pretty mind blown. What do you think about the Ten Tails appearance and like the whole sort of build up? Because I feel like Kishimoto hasn't done a good enough job like making the Ten Tails feel like the actual Ten Tails. I mean, we know it's a weakened version because the Nine Tails and Eight Tails aren't like actually properly in the Gedo Mazo. It wasn't like 100% completed, but the way that it was like referred to before, it sounded like a god, and then this just seems like you know, the river spirit in Spirited Away. It looks like that. Like, it looks exactly like that, which makes me think that Naruto, maybe he should just take a leaf out of Jiraiya's book, take the Ten Tails to the hot springs, and have a nice old bath, and maybe some layers will come off, and we will see a Ten Tails that is more majestic and elegant, and that big eye would be really good for peeking. Obito and Madara are bitching at each other and whining, and typical Uchiha, very annoying. I mean, Madara's cool, so you know, I don't have any beef with him, but Obito's really annoying, and kind of, if you think about it, Obito's kind of stupid, because you know, he wants to get the ritual done and everything, but with all these guys here, surely they'd get in the way. In an attempt to psych up the team, Kurama eats Kakashi, Naruto and Guy to restore their chakra, of course, whilst Octoball and Kurama are trying to like defend themselves from what is the Ten Tails and try and strategize about, like, you know, keeping back, seeing what the Ten Tails is going to do, and yeah, getting basically a hailstorm of shit like thrown at them. Crack addict Kakashi, who looks like some crazy high guy, starts saying about how happy he is, bringing the bitch slap and the happy slap back into action. The Ten Tails comes charging at the Nine and Eight Tails, and they sort of get like pushed away or something. It looked a bit weak, to be honest. After that, they respond by spamming the hell out of the Biju bombs. Like beep 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 beep, or I guess if you're a PS3 user, it's circle 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 circle. The Ten Tails absorbs the Biju bombs, obviously. You know, he's not going to get killed by this, is he? Really? Come on. And he projectile vomits and spews everywhere across the land, which to everyone's disgust and terror pushes them back and causes them to, you know, defend themselves once again. The Ten Tails can't, I don't see any way that the Ten Tails can get beaten unless Madara like cools it off or destroys it somehow, because no one else can like do anything to the Gedo Mazo. I'm thinking Sasuke and Orochimaru are going to come in soon, and either the scroll or Sasuke will learn something, or something will happen that will be able to stop the Gedo Mazo, because I don't see any other way. This part of the chapter isn't so clear because a lot of stuff's going on, but it's kind of like funny because Kakashi gets thrown which is happening a lot for him recently. Um, he's just getting thrown about. He's not really useful in any other way apart from throwing. So they throw Kakashi and Naruto, and he's absorbed the eight tails, and he releases the eight tails out of his eye, which was kind of cool. It's the only sort of like moderately smart thing they did throughout the entire fight. With all this ridiculous destruction and Titan fighting, Power Ranger style, it can't be long for Konoha 11 or all the other characters to arrive. I mean, I've already mentioned Sasuke and Orochimaru. They've got to come. Like there's no excuse for Kishimoto to make them come any later than they have already. I mean, how slow can they travel? Because it seems like they've been traveling for what seems like years. So yeah, tell me what you thought in the comment section below. I'm really looking forward to next week because Naruto always has like a lot of answers to give and a lot of questions to explore. This chapter didn't really do it for me. Too much action and fighting and stuff, and there wasn't very much variety, but because it's just a chapter, it can be forgiven. It's just one of those things. So yeah, that was my chapter review from Naruto 610. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. If you like all my videos, then feel free to subscribe, and if you don't like any of my videos, then go to my DeviantArt because you like my artwork. So yeah, thanks for watching. Adios amigos.